Hello, Eco students. This is Mr. Zac, also known as Spring Salamander, and I have a story to share with you. This story is about why the woodpeckers peck on maple trees. Long ago, there was a beautiful tree that stood tall in the middle of the forest. Its branches were wide and its leaves provided shade for the animals all summer long. Many animals made their homes on or under or around this tree, and the maple tree was loved by everyone in the forest. One day, the maple tree noticed a little scratchy feeling underneath its bark, and then that scratchy feeling grew and grew until the tree almost shook with itches all over. Underneath its bark were little tiny bugs munching. The maple tree called out to its animal friends, "Can someone help me? I have bugs crawling underneath my bark and it is really uncomfortable." The first animal to hear the maple tree's cries was the porcupine. Porcupine came lumbering over and looked at the maple tree. Maple tree, I could climb up onto your branches and bite off some of the twigs. Do you think that would help get rid of the bugs? Maple tree thought about Porcupine's idea. "Well, Porcupine, thanks for offering to help, but I don't really think that'll get rid of all the bugs underneath my bark, and that sounds like it would hurt. I kind of need my branches. But thanks anyways. Is there anyone else around that could help me get these bugs out from underneath my bark?" The next animal to come over was the bear. Bear walked over to the maple tree, looked at it, and said, "Maybe I could help. I've got big, sharp claws, and I could scratch away that bark and get the bugs out from underneath." Maple tree thought about it. "Well, that might get rid of the bugs, but it would get rid of my bark too, and I really need my bark to protect me in the long, cold winter days. Thanks anyways, Bear, but I'd like to try something else. Is there anyone else around who can help me out with these bugs?" The next animal to come over was the grouse. Grouse looked at Maple Tree and said, "Maple Tree, I could fly up into your branches and eat some of the leaf buds that are just starting to come out. Do you think that would help get rid of the bugs?" Maple Tree thought about it. "Well, thanks, Grouse, but I don't really think that'll do anything for the bugs, and I really need my leaves. They help me take in the sun." "Thanks anyways." Maple Tree looked around. "Is there anyone else in the forest that could help me?" Just then, a woodpecker flew over and landed on the maple tree's bark. Woodpecker looked and said, "Maple Tree, I have a long, sturdy bill, and I bet if I used my bill just right, I could get underneath your bark and maybe take some of those bugs out." "Well, that sounds like it might hurt a little, but that sounds better than any of the other animal ideas. Let's give it a try." So very carefully, Woodpecker listened until it found a bug moving right underneath Maple Tree's bark. Then it took its long, sturdy bill and poke, 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 pecked at the maple tree until it made a little hole through the bark. Underneath that hole was the grub of a beetle. Woodpecker took its tongue and grabbed that beetle and ate it. It was nice and juicy. "Oh, thank you," said the maple tree. "That worked perfectly. I've got so many more bugs. Do you think you can eat them all?" Woodpecker said, "I have some friends. Let me call them over." Woodpecker made a call, and other woodpeckers came all throughout the forest and joined in taking the bugs out from maple trees' bark. The maple tree said, "Oh my goodness, I feel so much better. How can I ever thank you for helping me with these bugs? I know what I can do. I can suck up some water through my roots and send it up through my trunk. I can even make it a little bit sweet. And then, when you peck the hole to get the bug out, I'll give you some drops of sweet, sticky sap that you can eat too, as a thanks for helping me with these bugs." So now, you may see woodpeckers eating bugs out from underneath the tree's bark. And you may also see woodpeckers drinking sap from little holes on the sides of trees. And that's the story of how woodpeckers peck maple trees. I wonder if you can go out and find some woodpeckers near you. I'll see you soon.